Yo, guys, and so welcome back to another episode of the JBK podcast. To my left, we do have K Mac, the return of the Mac. We also have to my right a very, very special guest and a former co host of the JBK podcast. Give it up for Jus Mol.
How's it going, everybody?
He is back. He's back. He is back. Massive shout out to all you guys that have come back to this episode of the JBK podcast. I want to give a massive shout out to our sponsors first, Lakeside Fire and Security. We do have Northwest Plumbing and Heating. We've got TNT Records, and we do also have Transform Physiques Gym, who this guy is currently a member at and is undergoing a big weight loss journey. But before we get into that, guys, how have you been, Mo? How have you been, mate? I want to put you on the spot a bit. You know, it's nostalgic to say the least.
Feels it. 2 long months it's been, hasn't it? Has it been that long?
Seems longer than that.
Yeah,
It does actually.
It does.
Really does. Mate, honestly, I don't think I've felt any better. I feel fresh. I feel happy. To finally get into a good frame of mind and starting to feel more active, feeling good about myself. Probably seen in one of the recent uploads that I'm getting swole, but I'm just sort of like I just love going to the gym. Like I've been going on my own for the past week and a half, and I thoroughly enjoy it. You know,
Right. Well, that's the that's one of the main reasons why you decided to part from the podcast because you weren't in a good headspace. You couldn't commit all of your time to it. You had a lot going on as well, didn't you? I mean, there was a lot that affected your mental. Obviously, you'd changed jobs or you'd left your comfort zone originally, went to an employer that you thought you would work out at. That didn't work out for whatever reason, and then obviously, luckily, you've sort of found this job as well. And then in doing so, you realise that you needed to make a change as well, which obviously sometimes it's getting to spinning too many plates, weren't you, at one stage?
I was. It just sort of came to the point where I had YouTube, I had um a new job. I thought the other new job at Vodafone was going to be okay, but it was just one of them things where I just thought I've had enough of feeling like crap. I've had enough of feeling like every day I'm waking up and just going, all right, here we go again. Instead of now, I'm actually going, okay, baby, it's a new day. Let's fucking go.
And like I say, but speaking on behalf of me, Kia, and Josh, never mind the podcast, just as friends anyway, our main concern was that you leaving the podcast would knock you, if I'm being completely honest. And like I say, it was a mutual sort of thing at the time. We'd all sort of agreed, didn't we, that basically you'd came one day and just said that you were too busy. There was enough going on, and we both sat there and we had an adult conversation about it and said, can you really fully commit to it? Because like I say, and as people know, we have been trying to graft this for a long time, and obviously you know as well the trials and tribulations we had to start with, and obviously moving forward from that we've gained sponsors, so it's a bit more high pressure situation now where we sort of need to make sure that we're trying to be here and deliver and so on and so on. And at the time, your YouTube had hit a milestone as well.
Yeah.
So I know obviously you were putting a lot of focus into that. And it was just a case of time, mate, wasn't it? There was just spinning too many plates and not enough time.
It's the whole point, really, is time when you feel like within a day you do so much and then you feel like you're just leaving out this tiny little sliver of something or you know when I originally wanted to do the podcast, I was like, oh, what I would like a brotherly vibe, but I'd also love a close knit vibe. So that's why I reached out to you, Ben. I was like, it'd be great to have you on. We're good friends. We get on very, very well. We've played video games together throughout COVID, and I just thought it'd be great to mediate my brother and kind of help him. But also, it'd be amazing because both myself and Ben just got on really well and just had great banter, and so that's why I thought it just really go well.
I don't know how you thought, Kia, but I obviously knowing Brennan myself, I always thought if he'd have known that it was going to be a podcast like this, because obviously at the start it wasn't planned. There wasn't the plan, was it? It was going to be
No.
more of like like a talk show slash game show eventually with an audience
Mhm.
live and so on and so on. Do you think, Kia, that Brennan would have potentially have thrived on this type of podcast if he'd have looked forward, and then that maybe all this wouldn't have even been a thing?
Yeah, well, basically, like you just said, like Morse said, he wanted to be like a game show type, talk show type thing. And obviously, we all know Brennan is quite enclosed within himself, isn't he? So,
Yeah.
like, he doesn't open up unless he really knows who you are. So, I don't think that would have been the best thing for him. Like, if at the start, if you went, oh yeah, this is what it's going to be, what it is now, he would have probably been all over it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it must have been quite sort of difficult for you, Mol, initially, because, like I say, Brennan was originally going to come on, like you said, it was going to be like a brotherly sort of sit-down talk show, potentially live audience going forward, etc.
Yeah.
And then obviously him not doing that, that might have, for all we know, started, not the, I don't want to say demise, it's a bit of a, you know what I mean, but as in to cause a resurgence, like that might have been the stepping stone, like one of the sort of chinks in the armor that potentially started all this. Because when we started going forward, we were always open and honest with each other about the ideas, the topics, and where we did want it to go. But then obviously, as it started taking on you know, levels of itself, time for you then became massively, massively thin.
Yeah, it did. I think what I originally wanted was the Graham Norton Show meets Ant and Deck Saturday Night Takeaway meets Impractical Jokers. That was the kind of vibe I was wanting. I was like, imagine something like that in this town. It would be huge for this town to have something that would be so filled with just late night weekend entertainment where you'd probably get maybe one or two, maybe a longer episode for the weekend. It'd be a Saturday night or even a Friday night, and it'll be like a warm up for the Saturday night, and you got like a couple of guests on, but then you go come back the next night because it's even bigger, and that's what I was wanting. Then you'd have your guests, your live audience, where they'd win money, they'd get the chance to come onto the screen and not just watch in the audience, where they would get pranked, where they would have a chat with the guests, they would do everything like because it was the audience that would make what the podcast slash show what it was and made it more enjoyable and entertaining. It was literally, it's not just talk show or late night entertainment. It's literally you're going out on a night out and it's an event. You're going out to be entertained, and every single episode I would have just gone, "Oh, you're not entertained." That's
Yeah.
what I wanted to do, was just have that for this town because it would have been
What?
huge.
Then get shut down for copyright.
Yeah.
So do you think, well, actually, firstly, what I'll do is I'll quickly catch up with the people commenting live over on Facebook. And like I say, for those of you that are listening on Spotify, make sure you go over to our Facebook account, the JBK Podcast. We go live every Monday at 6 p.m. if you do want to see the live video aspect of the podcast. We do have Josh saying, "Hey up, boys," just for you guys that are watching at home as well and are wondering where Josh is. Unfortunately, I can't say too much, but he did go to hospital, so he will probably clear that up himself when he comes back, maybe next week. It's nothing. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious. He's been in contact. You know, it's not as if he's staying overnight or anything. He just went to go and get a few checks, but he will clear that up himself. Uh, Rich, hi lads. Sorry I missed the last couple of videos. Rich, don't worry about it, mate. Like I say, that's another reason why we did want to sort of put Spotify out on there, basically, so people that if they do miss it on Facebook can still go and listen. We do have Daniel Heslop that has said, "Is it a permanent or just for this week, Mal?" It is literally, he's back as a special guest. He's, as we've spoke before, he's more than welcome to come on whenever he wants. And same as goes for every one of you watching. Go onto Facebook, onto our page. You can basically book yourselves on for any episode, any week, anytime you want. Obviously, if there is space available, which is what Mal did, which is what Dan did last week, didn't he? He's booked, just basically booked onto the page, and then if it's free, we're more than happy to have you on. We do have Henry Douglas as well saying, "Love you, Mal, lad, legend. Good to see you on this again."
Well, thank you very much, Henry.
Like I say, it's good to have you back, mate. It's like I say, it's nostalgic to say the least. It is good to have you back.
It's nice to be back. You know, it's you know it. the last 2 months have been crazy in their own right. Uh, Getting used to the new job, it's going okay. I mean, at the end of the day, a job's a job, and you go in, you do the best you can, you earn your paycheck, and then you go home, and that's pretty much every single job in the world. Henry, also much shout out and love and respect to you because you've been so goddamn supportive throughout all of this. He's been messaging me quite a lot. He's been on phone calls with me. He's been like checking up on me and everything. I've asked him, can you help me out with boxing, training, etc. He was like, yeah, I'm more than happy to. Like after 5 p.m., get round to mine or something. We'll do some training. I'm like I wake up now and I just go, what is today going to bring? Because I can't wait. I can't wait to go to the gym. Oh, I've got work. Can't wait to go to work because I'm staying on my feet. I'm walking around left, right, and centre. I'm losing weight still. I'm doing, in a manner of sense, a light cardio session, and then I'm like, oh, I'll go to the gym when I've got my 2 or 2.5 hour dinner break, and that's amazing. I go do another proper cardio session with a little bit of weightlifting, and then I come back to work. I do the rest of the shift with a lot more walking around. I think the other day I did 30,000 steps.
I mean, it's no easy feat, mate. Like I say, if you're out for, I think there's only a certain time period through the day where you can end up doing that many steps, if I'm being completely honest with you. But Kia, how do you think? Actually, no, I'll rephrase it. How has your last month been? Because I know you've been absent from a few podcast episodes. How has it been?
Ups and downs, mate. Really, you know what I mean. Obviously, you know the in depth of it, which I'm not going to go into because you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Uh, just focusing on try to sort myself out, better myself. Started back at the gym.
Good, good, good.
Uh, in the process of sorting a couple of things out on my side.
Well,
So
that's what you want, mate. That's that. Like I say, I know in time will tell. Like I say, you will reveal all in time, mate. It's not a case of you've got to do it now. You do it whenever you're ready. But it's good to know that you sort of doing the same as Mol, but a bit different. Pushing yourself on a different spectrum, so to speak. Getting up, try to stay motivated because ultimately that's what the absolute hardest thing you can do. With that, how actually I'm going to phrase this. I'm going to put it on you, Mol. I'm going to put it on you like a chalk slam.
Please do.
At at what point in time did you realise that I need to change something?
I think it was around the time when the podcast started doing well, when we started getting sponsors. Because
Really? Really?
it was around the time when we started getting sponsors where I started to get a little bit lethargic and a little bit of I was turning up late. I was being a little bit tardy, and I was focused on my YouTube videos more. And that's when I was like, I can't keep doing this. And then I'm like, I'm not happy up here. Like I'm just staying at home. I'm not staying active. But then
I
with the
think a lot of
podcast,
that. I think a lot of that with you is because, like Ben said, you're spinning all these plates at once, and you had that much going on. You didn't actually have any time for yourself
mm,
for your own perspective.
I honestly completely agree with that. And we do also have some more comments from people watching live on Facebook. So Macaulay Creighton, a regular viewer of the JBK podcast, has basically said, "Do you think that weightlifting is best for your plan, mate? Cardio should drop tons off." But then what he's also said is, also, what's with the Indian music on your episodes?
I mean the Indian music.
So what you'll have to do is, mate, after this, is then get him to show you what he means.
Yeah, you'll have to send me a voice clip or whatever it is. So go comment on the video and put a timestamp of where it happens.
And Daniel Heslop has also come in and said, weightlifting can be some of the best cardio, mate, low weight, high reps, which is basically,
Yeah,
I know you've had a plan written out for you, which is what I originally said, because for what worked for me anyway, when I lost all my weight, when I lost like 6, 7 stone a few years back, I didn't do an ounce of cardio.
mm,
I did weights, solely weights, for the specific reason is when you're lifting, it's almost like sort of like compound lifting. So when you're lifting your weight and you're lifting those, it just seems to it just triggers something in your body that I just think cardio can't do. As good as cardio is to obviously drop the fat, sometimes you'll turn fat into muscle. You need fat to build muscle. You can't just build muscle. So that's sometimes why you see these really, really skinny guys never get big because they don't have any fat to turn into muscle. So what you'll usually see is when a guy goes to the gym, say for instance, if a guy does steroids or he's on a cycle or whatever, he goes fat first. They go bulking and then they strip it. So what they do is you need fat to build muscle, and then when you've got big enough and there's enough fat on your body or there's enough muscle built, that's why they then trim because you need fat. So for you, do you think, obviously for yourself, is it, and obviously you're loving the cardio side of it, but do you think that it's going to be good long term just purely doing cardio?
No, and that's why I'm having a balance. I do 50% cardio, so I do 10 minutes on the treadmill, 10 minutes on the bike, and 10 minutes on the step incliner. And then that's all the cardio I do whilst I'm in the gym. That is all I do. And then I do 3 sets of what is it, the pyramid scheme, and that's on chest, back, shoulders, arms. Sometimes I might go some days and I'll do lower body and I'll do my hamstrings, etc. I'll do my quads. But most of the time at the moment, I'm just focused on the upper body because I'm going, that's where all it is.
Now, tell me if I'm wrong. What's the foundation of your body? Your legs.
Yeah,
So what's carrying your weight? Your legs.
yeah.
So if you neglect your legs, you're gonna gas out. That's what but people that don't, and Macaulay could probably Macaulay's taller than me. You know what I mean? I, he really is not. Honestly, Macaulay is taller than me, but he's also in good shape. But I can honestly, he will probably agree with me. If you don't train your legs or anything like that, or have at least any fat on your legs, the foundation to your body and everything is knackered. And we do also have some more comments. And Dan's put weightlifting can be. I think that's again. Mole skipped leg day. Kieran, hi from Barcelona, gents. Like I say, cheers, Kieran. Kieran is also one of our sponsors at Lakeside Fire and Security. Make sure you check him out for any security needs. Dan, Mole skips leg day.
I know. I know. I need to start doing a bit more on legs
I
because
was waiting for him to come in and say, well, I don't, because I do loads of walking when I'm at work.
Yeah, that's different.
no, it is very different because you really aren't doing that much in regards to actually lifting weights. You're just simply walking around, so you're just losing the fat.
Which is, don't get me wrong, which isn't always what you want, but it can actually be a detriment going forward because if your body gets used to you being in, a high fat burning state, which is obviously is what you want to lose weight, but then it's a lot harder for your body not to crash when you switch. So when you go back to maybe not eating as clean, but you say you want to build some muscle, so you maybe do put a bit of good fat on though, your body will then be telling you worse than it is now, I want more food because you've gone from one extreme to just doing pure cardio, like you say, obviously some light weights, but you're missing body parts out. There's nothing worse than when your legs are sore. There really isn't. You can't even sit down on the toilet. You can't do anything basic, but they're the foundation to your entire body. And when people miss them, and you see people that have really, really, really skinny legs, and they're so-called
lost that.
like a rake,
Mm.
which you see, some guys just don't have it. You do see it. But if you neglect legs, which is a foundation to your body, you'll find later on down the line, it's almost like you won't be a. That's another reason why I think you might have struggled because your legs probably can't carry your weight.
Probably, yeah.
Just even if it's just incorporating lunges or something, you don't even need weights. You can do that at home. You can do there's loads of leg exercises at home. You can do, geez, you can do calf raises. You can
Not
do.
managed to put morning exercises in yet. So I've got 3 morning exercises that I do, and I'm looking to add more. And so what I do is I do 3 1-minute exercises, and that's I do a minute plank, and then I do within a minute how many sit-ups you can do within a minute, and how many push-ups/press-ups you can do in a minute. So then I'm looking at
10 of each for me. I can do 10 sit-ups, 10 push-ups.
at the moment I'm solid 7 with press-ups. Sit-ups a little bit easier, probably about 12. But plank, that's plank. I've always hated the plank, but
It's a killer, mate.
it is a killer. But it does do friggin' wonders
Mate.
for you. It
And we-
does do wonders.
For those of you guys that are listening over on Spotify, where the comment section on the Facebook is going a bit mad, and Dan Heslop has also come in and said, we call them the weekend warrior guys. Basically, big up top for the ladies. So there's nothing below the belly, all raked, skinny and bones, which, to be fair, there is nothing more ridiculous. When you see a guy that's got a straight leg jean, that's a 32 waist, 28 leg, tiny, skinny as your finger, but yet up top he's got 24-inch biceps and he's got a chest that puffs out his t-shirt. You're literally just thinking,
his head's like a pea.
yeah, exactly. And you look at his legs and think, all it's going to take, mate, is for someone to just come kick you in them and they're just going to break your legs in half. And the thing is, though, but it does, people don't understand how crucial it is for your legs, just for your core as well, for the lower back and just your overall strength. If you do them, even if you're just doing, like I say, calf raises and squats at home, even if you can only do 4, you're doing something.
Yeah.
If you haven't had that pain of not being able to sit on the toilet yet,
Yes, I have.
I was going to say you'd be in for a treat.
Oh no, I've had it a couple of times and it's not pretty.
the worst thing is actually not when you sat down. It's when you initially try and bend your knee more than 100 degrees.
Or try to get back up.
I think that was the first time I did cardio session. Woke up the next day, legs gone. And I was like, thank God.
Oh no, try it with weights. It's even worse.
No, I know that. I know.
Cardio session.
No,
It's easy,
no,
that.
yeah, of course it's a little bit easy, but you're still sore because it's the first time that I've I've
Yeah, of
done
course it
it.
is.
So I'm gonna be sore, and then I'm like, fuck, if I do this with weights, I am dead. And I'm like, I gotta have the Monday and Tuesday off so I can actually
No,
recover the
no,
legs.
no. You do the top part of your body then.
No, that's what I mean. Like, I can actually have the 2 days off where I can go, right, I'll go to the gym the next day and I'll do upper body. I'm going to be in agony, but I don't care. I've got to do it.
You do legs on a Sunday or a Saturday. Because Monday, as we all know, for all the big lads, International Chest Day. Monday is International Chest Day, or chest and tries, or chest and bi. Sorry, because your triceps you're pretty much already doing your triceps when you do your chest anyway. Pretty much every single movement on your chest requires your triceps anyway.
Yeah.
But Kia, I heard, if I recall correctly, you just said you joined a gym. Which gym is it?
Transform Physiques.
Big up Transform Physique, one of the JBK podcast sponsors. Massive shout out to you, Steve Bell. Lads, make sure you go and check it. Do not, and I'm not just telling you to go and do it because he sponsors. We were all interested before he even sponsored the podcast, so make sure you go and check him out. The facilities are great. They're all welcoming. They've got protein shakes and everything behind there if you want it. And Josh has also come in and said, I do legs 3 times a week. No, because that's overtraining, mate. You shouldn't do anything more than twice a week. If you are, you're being an idiot. And I don't care what program it is. It's just dangerous. You're just asking for injury.
Especially at the weight that I'm at. I would say legs twice a week.
Max.
That's fine.
Don't forget though, you're only just starting out. I think even if you were like an experienced, training your legs 3 times a week, any body part 3 times a week is too much. You're just asking for injury.
Like I said, I'm going 3 or 4 times a week now, and so the other 2 days that I'm going, it is just solely cardio. Whilst the other 2 days I'm lifting weights, so I'm going to the gym to do solely cardio for those 2 days, and those other 2 days I'm doing weightlifting. So that's how I'm doing it. So I'm not going in there training upper body more than twice not lifting weights, should I say, more than twice a week. I'm going in there 4 times a week, twice with weightlifting and twice with cardio.
Rich, hi. Is there any gyms in Barrow that are free? Do you know? There's a one in the park. They've got a little multi-gym in the Barrow Park.
Oh, it's like the outdoor one by the skate park.
Yeah, they've got an outdoor gym by the skate park, Rich. Like I say, they've got a little outdoor multi-gym outside of the skate park, mate. Don't get me wrong, it's not ideal, but for free. And my barber usually goes there and he trains there twice a week, but obviously he goes to a normal gym as well. He just likes being outside and training, which obviously is great, but... And then Joshua said, out of hospital now, give you an update later. I did try and call. Yeah, no, my phone, I've turned it on to sleep mode, mate, so it doesn't get any notification. And I've also disconnected it from the roadcaster because I'm on like 4%. But
You need to start charging that phone up.
actually, I sort of don't mind it running out because I don't stick to it. Like, I
But
don't.
you know what I mean? Like, especially for a Monday when you know you've got a podcast, you just like, oh, it's all right.
Are you really? telling me about what to do on a Monday for the podcast. You, of all people, missed the spin 6 plate and turn up late to the podcast. You, really, of all people, have absolutely no say whatsoever. You can laugh all you want. The truth hurts, mate. But do you think, lads, just quickly, Josh, he's got a point though. Yeah, of course he's got a point. I've not said that what he's saying isn't right. I'm just saying he just doesn't have a right to say it. What was I going to say?
Again, my phone was fully charged.
What's the goal weight, mate? And this goes for all of us as well. Okay, I'll go to you first, Mal, and then we'll go to Kia and then me. What is your ideal weight that you know you sit well at or you want to get to?
Around 10, 11 stone. That's because when I was back in college, when I was literally, as you said, skinny boy, yeah,
Is this where you could jump 6 foot? Yeah.
yeah, it was, yeah.
Just quickly though.
I was a big boy.
Sorry, mate. Just quickly, I knew you back then as well. You did, as I know everyone always takes a mick out you, right, and it does my head in. But you were still in a child's body then. You weren't a fully grown, like I say, fully grown man. Like how old are you now? 25.
26.
So you're a man now. So you're a man. So if you can get down to 10 stone again, I'd be very surprised. Very surprised.
With it, like,
So ideally, you want to be 10, 11 stone.
Yeah.
What about you, K-Mac?
well, I'm currently sat at about 16.
Yeah.
I want to get down to about 13, 14.
Right.
Roughly, that's probably best with my height.
Yeah, I'd say. Well, it depends on your build as well, though, doesn't it? Josh has said 14 stone 5 for me. That's where I'm guessing he wants to sit at comfortably. It's weird because all your weights are comfortable. For me, I want to sit comfortable at about 18.5 stone.
That's probably about right for you, don't it?
No, they say you should weigh like 14. If you go off what they say, the doctors, I should weigh about 12 stone and have 0% muscle. That's what they said. So
What, for being 6'4"?
yeah, but don't forget, bodybuilders are classed as obese.
Yeah, because
I'm obviously not one of them, but I mean,
muscle weighs more than fat.
even when I was 18 stone, and you could pinch less than an inch around my entire body, and I went and they still said I was overweight. That picture I've got on my phone, you know that picture when I was in Amsterdam, I had like a 2-pack, which is for me. We're a hippie family. All our fat goes to our hips and our the donut area. You know the one where you swallow the Lilo. I'm medically obese right now, mate. They'd literally say, if I went to the doctors and told them to weigh me now, they'd say, mate, I'm surprised your heart's still beating. That's not
Same here.
They won't even say medically obese. They'd have to make a new category to come up with me. But
I'm literally 5'2", and everyone's just like, "Hey,
I need
a big show."
I need to lose about 4 stone. And I'm not even worried about it because I know I will. And the reason that I will is because I'm not going to have an excuse to not go to the gym anymore, as me and Joshua spoke about on the last podcast.
I mean, I know what everyone's thinking that's sat at home. It's like, oh, it's Eddie the Beast Hall from Wish.
Oh, don't you mean Boohoo? He's sponsored by Boohoo, mate. Boohoo Man. No, I'm a shout out to Boohoo Man. Reach out if you want to sponsor the podcast. Massive shout out to Eddie Hall as well. I do like him, I've got to be honest. But yeah, there's no excuses for me now, as big news. I've got my new whip getting delivered next week.
Oh, you mean car?
I'll get in a brand new whip.
Lovely.
So there's no
Is
excuse.
that from Wish as well?
I don't think Wish.
Carsforyou.com.
I don't think you can buy anything on Wish for the price I paid for the car. I mean, I'd be very surprised if you could. Rich Hall, I am 5'6" and I am 25. Yes, I would love to be about 70. What? No, you're not, Rich. I don't believe it. There's no way you weigh more than me. There is absolute zero chance of that. I'm not being funny, mate. I've stood next to you and I've seen you. You are not 25 stone. No chance. If I could be 23 stone 4, there is zero chance that you weigh 25 stone and I'm 6'4". Zero. It's impossible.
I mean,
And I don't believe you. Even if you're saying that, I appreciate the honesty and I also appreciate you coming in and putting yourself in that sort of vulnerability position. I do like your honesty, Rich, but I'd be very surprised, mate, if you are actually that, unless you weighed yourself recently and we're all just astounded that, that you're not lying. But I don't see that you're that. I don't see it. I really don't. Yeah, brand new whip. It's getting either. Well, I was supposed to actually go and pick it up today, but so I had to leave. So I was at an engagement. I was at a christening yesterday, and he said, "We'll let you know in the morning if you need to pick it up, or we'll deliver it." I was like, "Right." He messaged me at 6:30 this morning saying you need to pick it up. So it's down in Southampton, which is a 6-hour drive, and then I'd have to drive it back on my own. So the first time in my car, first time in a car without an instructor
on the motorway.
on the motorway, driving 6 hours in my brand new car that I've never drove before. And they said they messaged me back like an hour later saying, actually, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Our driver is available to drop your car off end of the week. And I went, I'm not paying for it. And he went, what? And I went, I'm not paying 300-400 quid for the car to get delivered. I'll come down and pick it up. He went, and I went, well, you either deliver it or I'm not having it. He soon said, right, we'll cover the delivery for you, Mr. Coleman. I was like, too fucking right, you will. So yeah, it's getting dropped off at the back end of this week, if not absolute latest early next week. So
Nice.
I've got a vehicle to go to the gym, so there's no excuse for me now.
I still can't find an instructor.
You'll struggle, mate. Well, don't get me wrong. I might show you the ropes.
He's just learned, so he's like, yeah, you'll be fine.
Mate, it's an automatic car. You just sit there and push go.
It's not a fucking Tesla.
That's what you pretty much do. You start the car and then you literally put it in drive.
All you need to do is know the roads, which obviously I don't know yet. Me and Josh have spoke about this loads of times. And my missus passed the day after me in a manual, and watching her, she's very, very good when she's not focused. It sounds really backwards, that, doesn't it? Like, when she's not thinking about driving, she drives normal. The second there's a chink of a mistake, or she does something or panics, she can't drive. She doesn't know how to clutch. She doesn't know how to change gear. Whereas I'm thinking, I've been in my mates' cars where they've just passed, and then it takes them good 6 months to get used to the car. I'm like, I'm not patient enough for that. I just want to get in the car and go. I don't want to sit there, change gear 60 times when you're just driving around the corner because you got to stop at every light. All you got to do is brake and go. No, Mike, you don't have to change. You don't have to put your clutch in, clutch out, find the bike down. You don't have to do any of that. You just stop and go. That is it. The only thing you got to change is the gear when you go into reverse. But it's still the same thing. You just take your foot off the brake and the car automatically starts to roll back on its own. It's like a forklift.
Yeah.
And I drive a forklift. So for me, I can't wait. I just need to get used to the dimensions of the car.
Yeah.
But it's gonna. I think that's also going to help me mentally as well, because I think that's one of the things that I've always regretted not doing sooner.
Same as me.
It's by far the biggest mistake I've ever done. 100%. Not doing it when I had the chance when I was like 17.
Yeah.
So I think it's held me back massively.
I just think, like, with me with that, the amount of avenues that would open up if I drive, it'd be absolutely ridiculous. Like, there'd be none of this, oh yeah, we're going to have to wait the train, or get a bus, get a taxi, and do this, do that, the other. And, just get in the car, we'll drive.
Mate, do you know, when, obviously, as you know as well, for me, always hated relying on people. I hate it with a passion. I'll always help out if I can, and I don't want anyone to feel like that they can't not rely on me, because I've been there, so I know what it's like. But I'm all like Josh has been doing it pretty much 6 months now. One of the lads from work comes from site and takes me to work every morning, and then just drives back to site. He's literally like my own personal taxi driver. He's happy to do it because he gets to my site, but I'm sat there and I'm thinking, this is just not right. He's 20 years old, and he's like, I'm sat there thinking, I'm 28 and I can't even drive. Like, how stupid am I? Just for my own fault. And I'm sat there thinking, oh, it was my own ignorance when I was younger. And I was just like, it's just one of those things. We do have another comment from Rich. He said, I went to the docs and that is what they said, but it's all in the gut, bud. And I'm at 41 years old with a permanent gout at my feet. But I am one of those guys where if I can get in things, as in gyms for free for as little as I can, I will. Mate, like I say, go to the park. And you don't even need a gym if you wanted to lose weight, mate. It's all in the diet. People just overdo it. People overthink everything.
It does only do so much.
It does 70%. Any bodybuilder, any guy in fitness, 70, you can train as hard as you want in the gym, but you can't out-train a bad diet.
No, you can't out-train a bad diet.
You can't at all. It's impossible. You can't do it. No one's ever done it. No one who's ever looked like a superhuman or wanted to get fit has ever just still ate cakes, chocolate, and all that, and just went, oh yeah, and it doesn't work.
You know that your body does need it, though, doesn't it? your body does need that kind of food, like at some
No,
point.
it needs it as a cheat to reset because
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
so your body is as Arnold said it.
but not going to chaotic.
Oh, so what?
Crazy.
Once a week I'd have 10,000 calories on a Sunday
Mm.
when I was on a diet. I was eating 4,000 calories a day on a diet and still losing weight. Because so say for instance for me, I'm supposed to eat 2,500 calories a day or 3,000 for the size I'm at to be in a deficit of what I was normally, right? If I'm then going to the gym, doing cardio and burning 2,000 calories a day, I'm technically only eating 1,000 because you've burnt 2,000 out of the 3,000 off. And that you're not giving your body enough to have productive workouts and all the rest of it. People massively underestimate diet.
Yeah.
Diet is the key to all of it. If you don't go to the gym and eat well, you will lose weight. But if you go to the gym and eat like crap, you will never lose weight or gain any muscle or anything. Because one, you need protein to gain muscle. Good diet, like say, occasional carbs. If you can outwork that, rice, chicken, fish, pasta, all that stuff. But then if you don't eat any of that and you go and have smash takeaways and you have McDonald's in the morning but still go to the gym, you will either look the same or you will slightly lose a bit of weight, but then it'll all go piled back on. But you can't outtrain a bad diet ever. Don't care what anyone tells you. It doesn't matter what program it is. The key is at home. Because you do enough cardio now where you won't even need to go to the gym if you didn't want to lose weight because of your diet.
Yeah.
I didn't train for 6 months and went on a diet and I lost 2.5 stone just from work alone. Same as you, doing 20, 15, 18,000 steps a day, lifting at work, 12-hour shifts. Didn't go to the gym once. At Orsted, did I go to the gym once? No, but I lost 2 stone because of my diet. And the proof is there. So, Rich, prime example for you, mate. If you can't find a gym or your money's tight, just eat better at home. That sounds so basic, and apologies for that, but that's the only way I can phrase it.
Yeah. Much that though. Nothing much else to say with that. Is just go. I mean, if you would like to go to the gym,
It helps.
go to the gym. It does help a lot. It adds on losing even more, and it gets that rest of that 30%. But all it is are you active?
I'd say no.
So you're a little bit like what I was like, not active. You know, eating habits was
Terrible.
terrible. Takeouts quite often, etc., etc. And it hits you, and you've eventually got to get out of that rut. And I'm currently undergoing that. I'm currently getting out of this rut that I was in. So,
Do you know what yours would have been?
hmm?
Your whole entire bad diet, habit, whatever.
Pepsi.
Yes, because mine is Coke. Ken. No, mine is fizzy. Mine is fizzy pop. Anything with sugar drinks.
Like I'll have a glass here and there, but I've literally over the last 2 months I've only had 3 bottles and that's it.
It's weird for me because when I cut it, I don't miss it. It's almost like I miss it more when I'm drinking it because it's addictive. Like
Yeah.
they say sugar's the most addicting thing on earth.
It is, yeah. But
Have you ever cut your sugar out? Have you ever fully cut sugar out for a week?
Yeah, it's horrible.
You feel like you're dying.
I think
You start getting the shakes and that because your body's used to having
yeah,
sugar.
I think I was like that around the third or fourth week, and I was like,
Oh no, mine's after like 3 days. Mine's not a 3 or 4 week
no,
thing.
but it was like I got to the third or fourth week, and I was like, right, I'm not gonna have any sugar this week. And then when I did that, came to the third or fourth day, and I was just like, no,
Honestly,
no,
honestly,
I'm
mate,
doing that again.
it is the worst thing that you can get hooked on, and I can say it because I'm on it. Like the only thing I've got an advantage for with myself on that is that I can cut it like the snap. I can cut it like clicking my fingers. I am ish, but only when I need to. Apart from walking everywhere for work. Like I say, so you're already sort of there. Like you're already sort of doing what Mole started doing as well. The only thing, honestly, I could say then, Rich, is you need to sort your diet out. If that's the only problem that you've got at the moment, because by the looks of it, if you're walking to and from work every day, I don't know how far that is, and I don't know how like sort of sedentary your life is at home. But if you're active or you keep yourself busy, you'll only need to fix your diet and the weight will start falling off you because your body will be used to you stuffing it with either takeaway or 3, 4, 5,000 calories a day. We've all been there. We've all
Cut
done
that
it.
down to about 2,000,
No, don't do that.
maybe 3,000 at most.
If you're at 25 stone, mate, and you're used to eating 5, 6, 7,000 calories a day, cutting down to 2,000 will instantly put you off doing it. Do not do it.
Mm.
You're giving yourself a bigger mountain to climb. Download an app called, I think it's NutriCare. I downloaded it. I think I paid about £4 a month for it. I put all my height in, my weight, and it told me what to eat. It told me my calories I could eat a day. It asks you how many steps you do a day. Like it'll monitor you for 2 days, how active you are. So then you can't lie to it and say, oh, I think I do 15,000 and actually you're only doing 7.
Yeah.
You're not. So it says, how active are you? Do you go to the gym? No, I don't go to the gym. Right, how many steps do you do? 7,000. What's your job? I was a warehouse coordinator. Is it physical? Yes. Right, okay. And then it tracks you for 2 days. Then when it told me I could eat 4,000 calories a day and still lose £3 a week, which I did. And it was harder eating food, 4,000 calories of good food, than it is smashing 2 Domino's pizzas, which is that.
Because it's the wrong type of food.
Of course it is. But I had a Domino's yesterday. Nectar.
Of course it is.
And I'm rubbing it in more.
Yeah, no, you are.
But you'll have this advantage now, whereas if you ever do fall off, say, and you have a bad week,
We all have.
but then you're not fully going to punish yourself because 1 week isn't a year. It's 1 week out of a year. Do you know what I mean? So I think Ricky Gervais said it on one of his things. He said, so if you don't like the movie with or something about like not liking a movie in life, so they basically said, oh, if you don't like a movie, would you within the first 2 minutes would you completely turn it off or stop it or something? And then she goes, yeah. And he go, right, so why are you going to do that with your own life then? If something goes wrong within the first 2 minutes of your day, why are you going to then stop the other 84,740 seconds that there is in a day or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Why would you then have a bad 2 minutes and then throw the rest of the day away? And it was to do with cash. He said if you were to get £86,174 every day in your account, you knew you were getting it regardless of whether you spent it or not. Would you waste 2 minutes of it and then mourn about not getting the rest? No, you wouldn't. You'd make sure you spent every single penny of that every day because you knew you were getting the same thing back in your account every day.
Yeah.
So then it's like, well, why would you waste your life then? Why would you sit there feeling sorry for yourself after 10 minutes of something going wrong? Some people don't have 86,000 seconds in a day anymore. Their time's limited. So why would you waste it? And it's the same as with diet. It's hard to stick to, but once you carry on the path,
I've nearly broke a few times.
but you will break.
Oh yeah.
What you need to learn to do, the hardest part, is to not punish yourself for it and then keep breaking. It's all right to break. For me, I purposely broke every week. Every Sunday was my worst day, and I purposely fizzy pop, pizza, everything. And I didn't put an ounce of weight on because, and Sylvester Stallone said it as well, for when he's training for Rockies and stuff like that. He said, if you eat well, Monday to Friday, or even Monday to Saturday, he would do the same. He'd get 12, 13, 14,000 calories in on a Sunday, and he said he did not put an ounce of weight on. Because and that's just your body. So that's why they call it like a refeed or a cheat day, so to speak.
Yeah.
Depending on how bad you cheat, of course. Like, still have it. So when you cheat, you'll limit yourself. Like, you won't probably have steak. You probably won't have a load of mince or pasta, a lot of it, because it's big carby food or it's a lot of dense calories. Having a steak on a Sunday as a cheat with some chips is not really a cheat. That's a good refeed for your body. You're going to go into the gym the next day feeling powerful, like you could smash the whole place up, rather than going in there lethargic, like, oh my God, is this the same again? Because you're not refueling your body. Bodybuilders, I watch them all the time, and that's exactly what they say. Every Sunday they'll have a cheat, but they might have pasta and meatballs. It's a good cheat. It's a hearty cheat, rather than straight takeaway chocolate cake cream. No, none of that.
You're getting carbs and stuff like that, and you're still getting the protein from the meat,
Yep.
but you're getting the carbs in from obviously the
Try
pasta.
it. Do you have a cheat day?
At the moment, not really. I'll have a little bit of something, but I've not really been having cheat days as much.
This Sunday, if you feel as though you're mentally ready or you could, try it as a test. If you feel if you feel as though you can't do it at this time, where if you do go and have a steak and some mince or chips or whatever, then it's going to break you completely, don't do it. But if you feel strong enough, Sunday, get up, have scrambled eggs on toast, right? That's like a good treat because of the bread, but it's still eggs. Then for your dinner, have something like, I don't know, just have something different for your dinner that's not too bad. But then for your tea, have a big slab of steak. Steak, sweet potato chips, put some sauce on there. Bet you any money on Monday, you wake up feeling great. And you'll wake up feeling like there's nobody, I don't care how big they are, no one's stopping me in this gym today. Because you've refed your body. And then when you go back on the diet, your body will then continually lose weight. Because if you stick on the same diet for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, your body's going to be like, I'm used to what's coming now, so it'll stop burning fat.
Yeah.
That's why Arnie used to go into the gym like Monday's International Chest Day. No, he'd go in and do a chest on a Thursday. He'd trick his body thinking if you do the same thing every week, like Monday chest, Tuesday arms or whatever, if you go in then one week and go and do your legs on a Monday, you will have the best workout that you've possibly done because you've shocked your entire body. Your body gets used to routine.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable, honestly, I want you to try it, and then I know you'll come back and you'll go, fuck. Every Sunday. Rich, believe it or not, I only have one takeaway a week and don't drink fizzy pop. I sometimes only have one good meal once a week because I can't be asked, to be fair, but I do have pasta twice a week and the rest is a sandwich and dinner for dinner and tea.
Yeah, you need to.
You're having a lot of bread.
Yeah.
You're having a lot of bread, pasta, carbs, so you shouldn't be.
I would cut the carbs out a little bit.
It depends on, once again, how active you are. So carbohydrates are a good energy
But
source.
he said that he's somewhat like towards the level that I was before I started. So he's to that level. So he just needs to cut down on the bread and the carbs a little bit. Brown bread, that's absolutely fine, but not too excessively.
Depending on how many slices you have, it's still all right.
Like if it's 2 slices, maybe 3 at most, you're in the clear. If it's any more than that, then
I won't even say that. White bread you can still have. That whole
see with white bread, if you have a few too many bits of white bread,
if
it
you
can
have
do bad.
If you have 2 slices of white bread a day, that's not bad for you. Depending
No.
if it's with some scrambled eggs with no milk in it, just the pure egg,
Yeah.
bit of salt, bit of pepper. I used to have that every morning, mate. That's like golden. That's like a good hearty meal, and it'll probably about 500-600 calories for your breakfast.
Just got a splash of milk in my.
Oh, mate, I realised I just have another egg. I don't put any milk in now. Miles better. I just use another egg rather than topping it with milk. Miles better for you because then milk is the worst thing for me as well. Cereals, bowl of milk, that far off the top with milk. So when I go on it, I cut out obviously takeaways, fizzy pop, milk, cereal. I'll have, so for breakfast, for me, which works for me, I'd have scrambled eggs on usually brown bread, but if there's white, I'm not opposed to that. I'll have 2 slices. Dinner, I'd usually have a cereal bar, like a grenade bar, protein bar, something like that. But then 3 hours later, I'd always have like chicken and either chicken and pasta or chicken and rice, or
Been having a fair bit of fish. I've been having a fair bit of fish.
that's the best. It's the leanest meat you can have. But
Is it battered or not though?
no, you need to learn how to make every one of your meals like 7 different ways.
Yeah.
And then there was I can't remember this bodybuilder's name, but he goes through all of it. He said you need to make your meals taste good. So he said you need to learn how to make chicken and rice, chicken and pasta, fish and rice, fish and pasta, whatever. 7 different ways for each different combination because you will get bored doing it. But like Mol said, Rich, Mol's hit the nail on the head. Just cut back on it. Look at it of the portion size you're eating. How much bread are you having a day, slice wise? Because I'm not being funny, bread is bad, but
It is if you go above too much. For me, I would say about 4 slices. If it's 4 slices or more, you need to cut back on it. Carbs, having pasta, then more than twice a week, it's a bit. But if you're wanting to lose the weight, I would say cut back on the pasta a little bit. I'll have pasta maybe once at most twice a week, and it depends on what I have. If I have fish with it, I'll have a little bit more veg, but I will not have. I'll probably have about 20 grams of pasta, and that's about it.
see, now that's weird to me because I had pasta every day. For me, which worked for me, I had pasta every day on my diet.
Same as me.
I think other
lot of
people just
You can eat whatever you want, small portions. That's it.
other people they have different metabolisms, and it does different foods affect you in different ways. And so,
Mine's pastry. I've realised now as I'm getting older, and someone said to me, I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Beth actually. Said, "Oh, you're getting old now," and I went, "Why?" And she went,
for a week.
"You get an indigestion off eating pastry." Like I had a meat and potato pie from Sutherland Street when my dad was up there. I was crippled. I couldn't even be. And this is not like me. I can eat anything and everything. I'll eat a bloody snail off the floor, and my body would be all right with it. But pastry now is messing me up.
Big fault of mine at the moment. All right, not at the moment, but recently it's been Dallas chicken.
Ooh, now you're talking. Oh, paprika chips with a mountain burger. No,
Um,
No salad or sauce.
no salad, no sauce. Chicken breast, hash
You're
brown.
getting me hungry now because I haven't had my tea yet.
Neither have I. I've got
I've got fish.
And a rice
fish.
a rice cake.
I've got fish, pasta, and then veg waiting for me at home. I think it's either fish or chicken, but
So wait there. So that's pasta twice this week then, because you've already sent me a Snapchat of eating the same meal yesterday.
and that's fine. That's fine
course it is.
because well today is the first day that I'm having pasta this week. So the last time I had pasta was
Yesterday.
yesterday. So then that'll be it for the rest of the week. I go right. Don't need any more pasta this week. I might have one more, but I probably will not. I'll tell Grada, right, no more pasta this week.
Not wrong with that. I don't. It depends on how much pasta. Once again,
It's literally you see how much pasta's on the plate.
it's a cup, if that.
Yeah, there's
Don't forget. As long as you're feeling good, we could sit here and tell you what to eat and what not to eat until the cows come home, mate. It's your body. You need to make sure that you're energized enough to go in and put the work in for work, for the gym, all the rest of it, so that you're comfortable. But he said, for a week,
maybe cut back just slightly.
if you're having pasta 4 times a week, mate, depending on the portions or bread, I mean,
I would suggest maybe
if
it's 4 slices a week, maybe cut back to 2. Don't have too much.
I was having a tub this size, and for those of you that are on Spotify won't know what I'm doing here, but this is for the video purpose. That. And I've one of them a day. It's filled with chicken and pasta, and it's filled with no fat barbecue sauce and muscle food. That was it.
I need to get that link that Kira got those fucking meals because they were bagging.
But they're also like £5 a meal.
Exactly.
You can literally make it yourself for £2.
You could literally.
I mean, I'd happily get
You
the.
could go to the butcher and get like 30 quid's worth of chicken that'd probably last you about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So this is a good thing about Beth's dad being a butcher, you see. So I go straight in. I go straight in and go fill it all. And he's so when I
that just came into wrong.
Yeah. So when I go on a diet, mate, I go through 2 chicken breasts a day. So you're talking, what's that, 12 a week? So I get 5 kilograms of chicken breast and it lasts me 2 weeks. But it's a bag and I can fit like 2 in a bag. So I've got.
And you can freeze it as well.
Which is what I do. Freeze everything if you're not going to use it.
Yeah.
Defrost it the night before, cook it, and then keep it. You don't have to eat it fresh. Don't get me wrong, fresh is better, but it's so expensive to do that.
With chicken as well, you just individually wrap it in cling film.
Bread for a week, pasta 2 a week, and then it's only a cup of pasta.
That's not that bad then. So there's something going wrong somewhere else, Rich.
So you clearly need to maybe, if you're having, say, like light snacks, are you snacking at all?
Of course he is.
You're definitely snacking because you need to cut that down.
No, that's fine. What are you saying that bread? He only has 4 slices of bread a week.
No, but I mean, snacking, is he having his...
Oh, no, I thought you meant off what he's commented. Bread 4 times a week and pasta 2 times a week. I used to have pasta 5 times a week, and I used to have 2 slices of bread a day, and I still lost weight. So you're definitely doing something else in between that.
I think he may be snacking a bit too much, and throughout the day...
Everyone loves a snack.
I mean, I do not have a snack anymore. I say to myself, you don't need it, you don't want it.
Have a cereal bar if you do that. They're great for it.
Oh no, I've got like low calorie bars, etc. And then I go, if I do need a snack, it's right there, and I can grab it, nibble it, whatever.
So I mean, I have fiber bars when I'm at work in the morning.
Same here, I've got some of them.
Yeah.
So
see, I've got these donut ones, and these are like no, the low calorie.
I thought just when you said donut, yeah, they've got custard in it. It's got sugar all over.
Is that?
No, that mate.
No
It's,
calorie Krispy Kreme short.
oh mate, I think the first.
Stop, because that would be me.
I think
all
we're
over
due a
the
trip to
place.
Lancaster when I
You
get the
can
car,
order,
mate.
you can order them, Ben.
No, we'll go and pick them up. I'm not ordering that. 'Cause you pay 10 quid to live me or whatever.
No, you don't. You don't pay for delivery.
Yeah, but it's fruit for a snack, mate. No, there's something going wrong, Rich. Sorry, you know me. I'll always be honest. That is not right. There's something definitely going on with your body, 100%. That
Yeah.
may be medical. If you're saying all you eat is fruit for snacks, you only eat bread 4 slices a week, 2 pasta meals a week, and then there's only 1 cup of pasta when you're having it. There's something going wrong with your body, or you're not being completely honest with yourself. Because there is zero way in hell you will put weight on doing that.
Nope.
Is that this, all right? Do you have quite a lot of rice?
In between 30 to 50 grams of rice
Which is what about?
Is that per meal, or
per meal.
so how many meals of rice do you have?
2.
Which is what is that? So is it 2 packs of rice a day?
No, so it's half.
Oh, so it's 1 pack a day.
So
Then?
it's 1 pack.
That's great. I used to go through like 2 packs a day myself.
I used to get just buy the the ones that they're in the bag. You just boil them in the bag. I used to get them.
What? Uncle Ben's?
No, just
He's on about the minging stuff. That's like you just boil it with it in the bag, not in the microwave.
I don't do it anymore, but I used to. And obviously,
Tramp.
There's the door.
It's an extra 30p for getting it in a bag.
Yeah.
now it's like I just usually put I think it's like a cup's worth of rice into a pan and boil it.
No, Uncle Ben's, mate. I can't be asked getting the pan out boiling.
I mean, Uncle Ben's rice is a 40.
So he's put, Rich, you know me, I'm honest. I know you are, mate, which is why I'm questioning. You need to go to the doctor and speak about that, because if that's all you're eating, there is something wrong, mate. If, like I said, if what you're saying is true, you're at the weight you are for the height you are, and that's all you eat, there is something seriously wrong with the way your body's working, and you maybe need to go and get that checked out, because that does not, mate. I thought I weighed more than you. How can I eat 4,000 calories a day, which is miles more than by the looks that you're eating, and lose weight, and you're not losing weight off eating that? You're eating probably less than what Mol is.
Yeah, most definitely.
So what's a nice meal? Chicken
Chicken.
with rice,
Oh,
some peas, and a bit of soy sauce.
get in the bin.
No, as long as you chuck a wrap in there somewhere, you're all right.
No.
But you got to have some sort of bready substance with a bit of chicken, don't you?
That's what I mainly am.
He's saying that because he's like, Mol can't really have his bread much.
That's what I mainly. If I have chicken and rice, I'll have like chicken, rice, peas, soy sauce.
I am meant to be eating bananas, but my body... Yeah, mate, there's something going on. Go and get it checked out as soon as possible, because that isn't right. That's actually can be quite dangerous, because if your body's not reacting well off you eating that, you might actually have some form of like diabetes, or you might actually have something wrong where you're not getting enough sugar, or you're not eating what you should be eating, or whatever. But go and get that checked,
Yeah,
mate.
also try to improve with the activity, being a bit more active, because walking around, etc., is good and everything, but it only does a very small amount. It doesn't do anywhere near enough amount as it would if you went for a jog, or if you went to the leisure centre and went for a swim. Swimming is one of the best. It's one of the best exercises for you to do. It's one of the best exercises you've.
I'm cutting you off, Mol.
Why? What's going on?
What did I tell you? So you have been trending. You've been trending across the country, mate. So for those of you that are on Spotify that will listen to this after we post it, my father has come into the live stream, and every one of my mates last night, when I was, I forgot to tell you actually, I'll quickly run it by you now. So when I was at a christening last night, sat around a table, there was about 20 of us, and I had the usual crap that I get every time now. Always me. It's never Josh, never Kia, whenever they see him. Oh my God, justice for Mol. It started, right? I was sat around the table and Beth started laughing, and they went, I can't believe you've been that horrible, Ben, kicking him off. I was like, I haven't kicked him off. It's not my podcast, it's our podcast. And it was a mutual agreement. It wasn't just me going, oh, right, see you later. It was both of us, and it proper pissed me off. And now my dad clicks on, and he's the worst for it. But the thing is, I'll let him get away with it because he's my dad. But he said, yeah, Return of the Mole, and then Free the Mole one.
Thank you ever so much, Sonny.
Do you know what the thing is as well, though, that people don't know, which is a good thing as well, but because it shows how sort of new and how much we've got to grow on the podcast. Anyone's welcome to come on.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like us, you can still book onto the podcast. You can literally book on and turn up. Even so, say for instance, even if we didn't want you on it, you can still book on the fucking Facebook page, and you could technically just turn up and say, "Well, I've booked on." You could.
So what happened to the criticism?
So we were sat, so I went to so one of me close mates has basically got a daughter called Nellie Jordan Mason.
All right.
So basically he's obviously we had the christening, we put the two tables together and we were sat down there and I'll read it in a sec, mate. So basically we sat down there, sat around the table, we all spoke for about 2 minutes before it. Right? We were all around the table having a drink and a laugh and all the rest of it.
Okay.
So, because there's two other people that are pregnant and Beth's pregnant as well. There was like so many pregnant people there. So, obviously, we were talking about that. And then, next thing you know, one of my old mates, Dale, well, probably my oldest mate, sat across the table at everyone and went, "When's Mol on the podcast?" I went, "Tomorrow, you know this." He went, "Oh, yeah, I did see it. He's put that video up, hasn't he? Saying, well, he's coming back." And I was like, "Do you not feel harsh, Ben?" Sort of kicking him off and that. And I was like, the thing, do you know what annoys me more? And I'll be honest, it annoys me that he's trying to annoy me. It doesn't annoy me at all, but it's the fact that he's specifically trying to annoy me. That's what annoys me more. I don't really get annoyed at a lot of stuff. You usually can tell.
I bet you were home that last night.
I was seething,
Bet you
mate.
got home, yeah.
I was gonna go and put a firework through his letterbox.
I bet you got home yesterday and you sat there and you thought about everything.
No,
you,
I'll be
you
honest,
like,
mate. No,
bet you were like, what a tosser.
no. I'll be honest with you. I'm completely honest. It must have crossed my mind for about a minute or so when I sat there and thought, if that's, I did seriously think about it. Is that the sort of the look that people think is what happened? Do you know what I mean? Like,
It was all you.
yeah, well, it seems to only be me that gets it, but yeah, I'm the one out of the least of us that not gives a shit, but like, I don't get annoyed. You can say what you want to me, but we do have another comment from Rich. He said, "I play darts and do Crown Green bowling, so walking is a must lol, and unfortunately, I cannot swim. Hashtag free the mole." And then my dad's put, "We love you, Mol." Well, apart from Ben, right? So that's my own dad
Yeah, but
saying
did you see what he put up above Rich's comment?
Yes, I did. It's great to see a significant increase in the standard of presenters and guests. Fair enough. Appreciate you. Any feedback is good feedback. And then we've got Callie, my old footy buddy. Hope you're well, gents. Keep up the good work, Mol. Progress is progress. Doesn't matter how long it takes. Stick with it, and you'll get enjoying the series also, pal.
Well, thank you very much.
So I'm gaining new fans now because you don't even know him. It's me that's bringing I'm bringing the revenue. I'm bringing.
You're the one that got rid of me, so no.
Oh, fuck. You can't be. No. Right, Dad.
See you later, Tony.
Dad. Late as lesbians. Right. Take that back right now because we've got a few people watching and I can't be arsed with a crap anymore.
Right, okay. First things first, allow me to explain.
Are you wanting to go into full detail about this quickly?
I'll go into full detail.
Make it brief.
Right.
It's not your podcast anymore. You owe Ben a pint.
Just see that as well.
Where's Mol's mic volume at?
Yeah, we'll just mute him quickly.
So, 2 months ago, I came to a decision where I had a lot on my plate with a new job at the bingo, and then I had my YouTube channel, I had my mental health, which just wasn't great. I wasn't in a great spot. I just wasn't happy. So I kind of I kind of came to the decision, and I was about to start a weight loss journey. So I'm like, I'm not going to have any free time on a Monday to come to the podcast as much. I'm not going to be able to do anything now. I want to do a bit of overtime at work, get used to work, get bedded in. And so I went to Ben and I said, Ben, which I had been faltering with the podcast.
Mate, just say it. Just be honest. Just say what we spoke about. It's fine. I'm okay for it to. You don't have to hide it anymore. Just say what we said. Just say
It's
it.
his fault, Mol.
But basically what he said was he asked my honest opinion. He said, "Ben, what should I do?" And I went, "It's entirely up to you. We're going to back you regardless of whether you're on the podcast or you're not. The podcast isn't us being mates or whatever. We're mates outside of the podcast. It's not about the podcast." I said, The only thing I want from you and we want is the absolute best commitment you can do, because with sponsors sponsoring the podcast now, we do have a responsibility to try and make it the best we can.
Yeah.
And we also want to, regardless of the sponsors, because we were doing this before all that, to make content for the viewers that follow the podcast, try and get better in front of you guys to prove that it can be done. And I just said to Mol, because it was me and you usually are the ones that speak about everything anyway, probably
Yeah.
more so than maybe Keir and Josh do.
Yeah.
I just said, you do what you need to do. But if you can't fully commit, don't feel as though you have to come to the podcast every week or whatever, because it's not fair on myself, Keir, and Josh at the time when we're all here and you can't be here, whether it's due to lateness or you've edited a video or whatever. And we were just open and honest about it, and we came with mutual agreement that you were going to take a step back and then see how you get on. And that was basically it. Let's just
I
call
mean,
a spade a
the
spade.
olive branch was already there, so basically, to the day that I would like to come back, all I have to do is just simply ask the lads and just go,
No.
am I okay? Am I okay to come back? You know,
No.
No,
I'm
it's not
feeling
your
good. I'm
podcast
feeling
anymore.
better.
No, we have significantly grown since
It's all
you've
his
been
fault.
on
It's all his fault.
And I'm saying that now because of before, right? I've got my own back now, but no, all jokes aside, it was we want, and time is the only thing none of us get back, and we want from everybody on here, including myself. If I falter, the lads will tell me. If you faltered, we'd tell you. Keir's the same, Josh the same. We're always honest with each other, regardless of whether it's going to upset us or not. Keir, last week, acceptable. The week before, wasn't. So I told him I said, you need to make sure you're turning up because it's not fair for one and not for the other. And Josh is the same, obviously, hospital or working away.
Well, no, the last two, the same reason.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the one before that where you were fucking moving your wardrobe on that day or something.
Oh no,
I was
that
like,
was well.
yeah.
It was,
I was just like,
a month or
but,
so
but,
ago.
but
that.
yeah, all we require and all we want from everybody on here is to provide the best content we can, and we can only do that if we're all fully committed. And you couldn't fully commit.
No,
You had your YouTube breakthrough, your milestone where you can hopefully start getting paid from it. It's your true passion anyway. You were also changing your work. You were also trying to change your lifestyle. So, like I said before at the start of the podcast, too many plates, and you realise
and
that.
also on top of that, I had the music.
Exactly, which is also
What's happening with that? Because I keep seeing you putting like
don't-
sneaky
he is-
statuses up and
the drop is coming. Do not ruin
I've
it.
done this and that and the other now, and I'm just like,
That's
so-
for another episode.
like, so when are you gonna actually drop some information about it?
That's for another episode because it's a long one.
Because, I do have one thing I'd like to say. Tomorrow, I have a bit of a recording session.
Good man.
One of my colleagues, he has a home studio. He's helped out with slowing the song down, and we're gonna have a look at the song tomorrow around
Noon.
noon, midday, and then we're gonna.
Is this before or after the gym?
So this is probably before the gym. So I'll probably go to the gym for about maybe 1:30, 2:00. Go there for about an hour, hour and a half. Come back, get showered, and then I'll probably go to his for the recording session.
I say I'd do the recording before the gym because you might need to put your all into the mic, or it might, you see people, your voice might be knackered, you might be exhausted.
Yeah.
I would recommend doing the recording before the gym, if any. In my personal opinion, that is. But
But we're on a Discord call for tomorrow around 12, half 12. Probably on there for about an hour. And then if I'm going to go to Wiz, I'll probably go to Wiz for about 2:30-ish. And then probably go to the gym or other way around. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, there are a lot. I have 10 songs now that I have
dropping an album.
written. A post that I put up onto my socials recently was the song that was titled "Scream." Now,
If you wanna go faster, baby.
I want to show you lads the lyrics to this song.
No, see, because
I'd rather just wait for
no.
it to drop.
So for me, you showed me the lyrics last time. No, you sent me the lyrics to one of your songs, right? And to me, I couldn't make a Tales until I heard the music. So for me, the lyrics didn't make sense. Like, it was like, this is all weird. It's so jumbled up. But then I'm sat there thinking, Well, there's no music behind it yet, so there's no like I can't tell which way it's going. I can read it, but it's different. So for me, and I think everyone else, wait. Don't even put snippets on your Snapchat. I think you should wait. But Rich Mole, send me a friend request, bud, so you can do the same kind of thing. I can share it. Yeah, this is what the podcast's all about, bringing people together, mate.
Yeah,
But
man.
I think that is probably where we're going to end it today, folks. Mole,
Oh,
massive shout out for
I was
you.
enjoying myself.
Oh, sorry, mate. Well, time is valuable, and as you know, you don't respect anyone's time. So
It's his fault. It
No,
was his
no, no.
fault.
And we
It's
have
his fault.
and we have work tomorrow. I've got to get my work stuff ironed.
Yeah, no, I'd like to say, guys, a massive shout out to everybody that is still watching over on Facebook. We do also want to give a massive shout out to our sponsors of the podcast once again: Lakeside Fire and Security, Northwest Plumbing and Heating, TNT Records, and we do have Transform Physiques Gym. Massive shout out to you, Mo, for coming onto the podcast.
It's great to be back, boys.
And Kia, massive shout out to you coming on the podcast again. It's nice to have the regular faces back, and Mo, the pleasure was all ours. Make sure you come back, guys, next Monday, 6 p.m. And on Spotify, make sure you click the follow button and share it with all your family and friends. And we will see you all next week. Peace.